Playhouse. That show opens this week, and with me here in the studio, the actor Cyril Neri, who's also a director, I should say. Simon, if I can just ask you first of all, how do you write the monologue that will be the first thing that people go and see on the stage for, what, nearly 18 months?
Yeah, it felt like a bit of a responsibility, really. I mean, I think, theatres are going to have an important role in re-socialising people. We become a little bit people averse, and I think theatres are going to be really helpful in sort of weaning us off the life support system of the internet. I think, in my head, there's this idea that when you write something for theatre, you're thinking about an audience, because when you come to the theatre, you're not just a viewer or a listener, you're actually a participant, by virtue of your applause and your silence and what you wear and your aftershave or your perfume or the people that you're with. You're somehow part of the cast, and that's a really unique aspect to theatre and live performance. So I think that element was in my head for the first time in nearly 18 months as a writer.
Gosh, it's quite a lot of pressure on the audience when you put it like that. Cyril, I wonder whether you think that people will be drawn to the theatre for social realism now. Do you think we're in a very serious age, or do you think people are desperate for sort of light relief, comic relief, escapism?
I think theatre is one of those things which, it covers everything. So we're going to get light relief, we're going to get lots of serious subjects as well. The last show that I saw just before lockdown was Death of England, the original version, not the Delroy version, and that was wonderful. It was filled with social comment, it was filled with humour, and the reaction between the audience and the actor on stage was just stunning. And then I saw Death of England Delroy online, and that was a totally different experience. It was wonderful, but I'm looking forward to when my tickets will be actually used for the real performance.
Simon, I said sort of jokingly it's a lot of responsibility on the audience, but in a way, I wonder if you think that people have got weirdly used to all the things that they can do from their sofas now. You're fighting these new ingrained habits of laziness.
Yeah, I think that's possible, and I think as writers and performers and venues as well, we've got to try and remind people about what's unique about theatre that you don't get sitting in front of the TV or your screen, and that is, the simultaneous and spontaneous reaction of strangers. A sense of how art can be really meaningful to communities. Theatre reminds us that we share the world with other people. It reminds us of both the pleasures and the responsibilities of being a citizen. That can be really exciting in a live venue. And I think we've got to try and remind people about that and coax them back into those spaces.
And so, do you think you get that with the distance and with the sort of reduced capacity? I mean, clapping is going to sound very different, very odd, isn't it?
I don't think it will. I think it will be. I think just looking at the FA Cup on Saturday, another branch of our culture. The difference with having an actual set of supporters there was huge. I think we were robbed as Chelsea, but the fact is, I'm just saying the VAR thing. We got to get rid of that. But the fact is that that reaction, we need that in our lives. Today I went to a gallery. I went to the Tate Britain, and I saw Lynette Yiadom Boachi's exhibition, and the difference with being able to be there and be in front of those paintings and to really observe those colours and the brush strokes, and it just, that is the stuff that we live for. That is the stuff which gives life meaning.
And do you think that, Simon, do you think that modern theatre will have to somehow reflect the past year of COVID, of this? I mean, we have actually been in this extraordinary communal experience together, which is everyone knows exactly what you mean by a year of lockdown or a year of COVID or a year of grief in a way. I wonder whether you think theatre has to address that, or whether it leaps right over it and picks up where we left off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been like living in a production of Waiting for God, and never mind watching it. It's really difficult to anticipate what will work. I mean, at the moment, I'm not sure that I do want to go and watch a play about a pandemic and lockdown. It might be, that what happens is that we usher in an era of decadence and outrageousness and lavishness. That sometimes happens after times of austerity and depression. Interwar Berlin, the 20s, the new romantic fashion in this country in the grim early 80s. There might be this huge explosion of outrageousness. The people want noise, colour, and theatricality.